Good evening, everyone. Please welcome to the stage the Emmy Award-winning NBC4 New York consumer reporter, Lynda Baquero.
Hello. Welcome, everyone. Good evening. How are we doing tonight? Oh, it is so good to be here with all of you. Isn't this a most beautiful space? I've actually, this is reminding me a little bit. I came here a couple of times for events for my old school here in the city, Convent of the Sacred Heart. And so it holds a lot of special memories, and now it's going to hold another one with all of you. Thank you so much for being here tonight to support this great organization, and welcome to the Nifty Entrepreneurial Spirit Awards Gala. It is truly a privilege to be here tonight as we celebrate an organization that has had a powerful and lasting influence by uplifting and empowering the next generation of young entrepreneurs and leaders. Now, to start, I just want to say I've enjoyed connecting with many of you here tonight and so many impressive Nifty alumni this evening. I hope that you had a chance to explore their business showcases downstairs during the cocktail hour, because they are certainly a true testament to the impact of the Nifty program and what's possible when young people are given the tools and the encouragement to chase their entrepreneurial dreams. Now, I first became familiar with the work of Nifty several moons ago when I did a story on the program. And it was just an impressive group of students, and I was so impressed by their dedication and the practical skills that these students are learning, which they will carry for the rest of their lives. Obviously, you saw some of the impact of that here tonight. You know, and it reminds me of that saying, you give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, you'll feed him for a day, but if you teach a man to fish, you can feed that person for a lifetime. And I feel that that applies to this program, where they're really learning skills that they will take with them for the rest of their lives beyond their academic education. And I am committed to supporting several educational causes, serving on the couple of boards that serve educational needs. I was on Let's Get Ready for many years in my local school board. So I'm all about trying to, you know, influence our kids and help them as much as they can, because we can all use some help, right? And I don't know about you, but I'm excited to dive into the next course and officially kick off this celebration. We have so much to honor here tonight, and over dinner you will hear about the amazing impact that Nifty is making with young people nationwide and globally, and how you can be a part of shaping what comes next. Now, after dinner, there are 3 more distinguished alumni who will introduce us to this year's special honorees. Looking forward to hearing from them later. But right now, it is so wonderful to see him here tonight and to connect with him again, a wonderful colleague in our industry. I'd like to introduce the president and the CEO of Nifty, Dr. J.D. LaRocque.
Thank you so much, Lynda, for starting off our evening in such a great way. You've set the perfect tone for a night of inspiration and celebration. I look forward to hearing much more from you later. And good evening, everybody. How are you doing tonight? I feel the same way. Thank you so much for being here as we together celebrate Nifty's powerful mission and recognize the tremendous commitment of individuals who champion youth. That's all of you. You are helping to lead the charge to expand youth entrepreneurship education in our communities across the United States and indeed around the world. It's really wonderful to see so many familiar faces from all throughout the years of our nearly 40-year history. Loyal teachers, alumni, volunteers, and supporters, you have stood by Nifty's side, and it's so exciting to welcome those of you joining for the very first time. We're very glad you're here, and we invite you to become part of this inspiring movement. I'd especially like to thank and recognize the members of Nifty's National Board of Directors and our regional advisory boards, whose tireless efforts are so crucial to the success of our work. Let's have a round of applause for them. Thank you. And we are equally grateful to all of our donors who so generously fuel our mission. By the way, that's also all of you in the room tonight. Tonight, I want to extend special appreciation to all of our gala sponsors and partners. Let me begin by first recognizing our platinum sponsors, Susan and Tucker York. Our gold sponsors, the G-Unity Foundation, represented tonight by Independent Artist Group and Transformed. And our silver sponsors, ServiceNow and the W.K. Kellogg Foundation. And you can see here all of our bronze sponsors, too many to name, as well as our copper sponsors, champions, and friends and supporters who are listed in your programs. Let's have a round for all of them. Thank you very much. Now tonight we are here to support 3 entrepreneurial leaders, and we also are here tonight, importantly, to remember and celebrate and to honor the legacy and life of our late founder, Steve Mariotti, whom we lost this past fall. You know, I was very fortunate to have known Steve during my nearly 6 years now as NFTE's CEO. I really am grateful that I had the opportunity to be with him on many, many occasions, to learn from him and to hear his founding story for this organization. And during that time that I spent with him, I really came to deeply understand his convictions about the power of free enterprise, business, and ownership to change lives, communities, and the world for the better. All of us here in this room, you, our friends and supporters, our staff team, and myself, all of us share this unrelenting passion for the power of entrepreneurship education and his deep belief in the young people that we serve. So tonight, we dedicate this event to Steve. We are all here because of him, and we are fortunate to have with us several NFTE alumni who were honored at our gala last year and in the years previously. Jasmine Lawrence Campbell, Cody Chang, and Preet Sabharwal. Now let's welcome them to the podium, along with NFTE's Executive Vice President and Chief Advancement Officer, Jane Walsh, to help us with a very special tribute.
I'm Jane Walsh, and it means a lot to have all of you here tonight. Thank you for being part of NFTE. NFTE is nearly 40 years old, and we remain at the forefront of entrepreneurship education in the United States and around the world. We owe our inspiration and vision and unwavering determination because of the man who founded it all, NFTE in 1987, Steve Mariotti. As JD shared, Steve left us unexpectedly this past October. While we celebrated his life in November, we couldn't let this evening pass without paying tribute to his legacy. The annual gala, which he always called the dinner, was one of Steve's favorite events. He first and foremost loved spending time with students, hearing them pitch, talking shop with NFTE teachers, but the dinner, this event, meant so much to him. It meant so much because it was a way to publicly say thank you to the many, many, many people and organizations who make our work possible. And tonight, that's all of you. So even if you never had the opportunity to meet Steve, please know that from the bottom of his heart, he says thank you. Steve's spirit can definitely be felt here with us tonight. I've been at NFTE for almost 25 years. It might be longer. I've lost track. The impact Steve had on me personally was really significant. He taught me to find joy in my work, to always give people the benefit of the doubt, to understand that everybody makes mistakes, and to always use a larger font size so people over 40 can read their texts. And I'm in my 50s, so I can actually appreciate that one now. I'm not alone in being part of NFTE for a long time. Many people, many of you here have been here for 5, 10, 15, even 20 years. Among all of you are board members like Anthony Salcito, Tucker York, Patty Alper, Holly Wallace, many alumni, and many donors and volunteers, teachers like Lorena Izzo, corporate partners like EY, Goldman Sachs, SAP, and many former and current NFTE staff members. So you see, once you get involved, you never leave. But really, in all seriousness, it shows the power and impact of our mission and our ability to create doors of opportunities for the next generation. Steve was so fun to be with, from his walking tours of the West Village to dinners discussing life's big questions, to teaching me how to be fearless when asking for support. Many of you know that really well. To explaining finance and economics, and I would say, I still don't get it, Steve. What is the difference between a hedge fund and a private equity firm? And he'd be like, ugh. Anyway, so let me turn to several of my dear close friends and NFTE alumni, Preet, Jasmine, and Cody, who are also here to help us remember Steve.
Good evening, everyone. I am Preet Saberwal. Great to see some familiar faces and some old friends here. I'm honored to be celebrating with everyone in the room tonight the legacy of Steve Mariotti. He was a massive inspiration, a mentor, a champion, and he made a profound impact on me when I was a teenager. I actually graduated from the NFTE program at the age of 14 years old, and whenever I had the chance to sit and talk with Steve, he gave me all of his attention. He listened to me. We spoke about my interests, my plans. I had very big plans as a teenager. And at the time, Steve did a really good job in making me feel like my dreams had a future. And he left an indelible mark on my life and on the lives of many other young people across the globe. I'm going to ask Jasmine to now speak and share some words about Steve as well. Good evening.
Hi, everyone. I'm the newly christened Jasmine Lawrence Campbell. I can honestly say that Steve Mariotti's founding of NFTE drastically changed my life, the course of my life. I learned how to think like an entrepreneur, and my NFTE training helped me take advantage of an idea that, honestly, I might have otherwise overlooked. It was an idea that turned into a thriving business that I ran for over 20 years. Steve really believed that giving young people role models, resources, and connections to mentors could be transformational, and it would help them find their passion and give them the self-confidence that they need, the motivation, and the pride in themselves. I'm going to hand it over to Cody to share a little bit more about what he's experienced.
Thanks, everyone. My name is Cody Chang. I met Steve at the first NFTE National Challenge, and this year I will be 18 for the 25th some odd time. When I competed in this, the first national challenge, I was in high school, and I would later meet him now and then, and I really do believe it would not be an understatement to say that I truly owe my entire professional career to NFTE and to his support. And through the years, he opened a lot of doors for me and many of my businesses. Actually, when I was in college, he invited me to join him as a speaker in a NFTE program in China, and we really had an incredible journey together. He really was a true friend to me, a mentor, and he really believed in supporting me in all of my efforts, and he was really key to my success.
We share now this short photo montage and video about Steve, showing his passion, his leadership, and why he started it all.
In 1987, 88, I wanted to create an organization that specialized in youth entrepreneurship, and I founded the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship. The story is just beginning, that this concept of teaching young people how to start businesses, how to own assets, how to build equity, and most important, how to own their future time is an idea I think that'll replicate throughout the world.
The minute I walked in, I knew I'd found my life's work. Like really, within 10 or 15 minutes, I felt like I could really add value to something.
After 3 decades of this work, I can say my greatest accomplishment is being a NFTE teacher, and I'm so proud to be part of our teaching community. I just knew we'd all be together 25 years later and have created a global movement. It'll be the next 25 that are even more exciting. I promise you this, that in my lifetime and in your lifetime, NFTE will be in every country of the world, and every young person will learn how to start a small business before they graduate high school. I promise that.
Thank you. You can see that Steve really was one of a kind and loved by many. And now I will remind you about something I said earlier, that Steve taught me to be a fearless fundraiser. So here it comes. For us to continue to take NFTE into the next 40 years, we continue to need your help.
In his book, Goodbye Homeboy, highly recommend, how my students drove me crazy and inspired a movement, Steve said that in founding NFTE, it was his goal to build a global movement in entrepreneurship, education, and to forever change the way that people think of themselves, how they think of low-income students like I was, and how this global movement has finally become a reality, and it makes an impact on thousands of young people a year worldwide. Let's hear about what it means to the students and teachers themselves.
Every day, thousands of young people walk into classrooms feeling invisible. They have dreams and passions, but no path to make them real.
NFTE is a very, very unique program. The way that they expose us to the real world, I feel a bit more prepared.
In 1987, Steve Mariotti had a vision to give students more than just business skills. He wanted to give them something to fall back on, a way to earn money, but it became so much more than that.
The essence, I think, of NFTE, believing that people can improve their lives, that every human being has a track towards success.
When you walk into a NFTE classroom, you see transformation. Students discovering that their passions have value, that their voices deserve to be heard.
It's really brought a lot of hope for the future for me. Even if it's not something career-wise, maybe it's just a hobby that I have, it's really shown me and taught me many different skills that I could use for those things.
The change is remarkable. Students who once felt overlooked now stand tall, pitching ideas with confidence, seeing possibilities where they once saw obstacles.
Once I went through the NFTE experience, I discovered that everything that I want to be is inside of me, and all it takes is a little support to get out.
This is why we're all here. This is why NFTE exists, to nurture that transformation. Not everyone becomes an entrepreneur, but everyone leaves with the entrepreneurial mindset, which includes something perhaps even more valuable: confidence, purpose, and pride. This is how we fuel a future, by igniting that spark that changes how young people see themselves and their possibilities, by telling them your ideas matter, your passion matters, you matter. Together, we're writing the next chapter of this story, because when we fuel the future of young entrepreneurs, we're not just transforming individual lives, we're transforming our world.
Steve had a strong vision. And that vision is still growing through Nifty today. Lives have been changed and dreams have been met and surpassed. He believed in the power of determination and the courage that people need to have to take risks and overcome obstacles. He left a mark on my life and the lives of many other young people around the world. We kindly ask for your support now, at this very moment. And on behalf of the future entrepreneurs sitting near you and those in Nifty classrooms around the world, I urge everyone to participate.
So, with your cell phones, if you could please take them out now. It's very easy to contribute any amount, so please take them out and we'll show you how. No gift is too big or too small. Every gift will make a very meaningful difference. And tonight, we have some special extra bonuses for those who pledge. Every pledge of over $100 will receive a special Nifty light-up ball like this one, a visible beacon to guide and inspire others, just like Steve Mariotti did. Plus, they're designed to float, and they make for like really fun pool or like bath toys. Nifty staff members are waiting to bring you these balls, so I want to encourage everyone to get one for their table. Let's light up the room like entrepreneurs light up ideas.
That is super cool. But that's not all. Between now and 9 p.m., every person that pledges $1,000 or more will have their name entered into a drawing for a football that's been signed by honoree Damar Hamlin. Yes. Oh. And everyone who pledges $1,500 or more during that time will be entered into a drawing for a Damar signed Buffalo Bills jersey. Yes. And finally, if you pledge $3,000 or more in honor of Damar's number 3, you'll be entered into a drawing for both a signed football and a jersey, along with a photograph taken with Damar at the end of the gala.
Jasmine, you got me fired up. I'm ready to kick it off. Here's how to text your pledge and support Nifty right now. We thank everybody for their support tonight. Cody?
So to help you envision what these dollars actually mean to us, here's a couple of examples. A donation of $500 actually covers the cost to sponsor one Nifty student. $5,000 helps to sponsor our Regional Youth Entrepreneurship Challenge Series. A gift of just $100 can sponsor a classroom business plan competition and earn you a glowing Nifty ball. $1,000 will sponsor a student to attend summer biz camp and could send you home with a signed football. $2,500 will fund training and support for one certified Nifty teacher. And if you can do it, a generous gift of $10,000 will fuel the future for an entire Nifty class.
Welcome back, everyone, and I hope that you've enjoyed your meal and your great conversation with your table mates and seeing each other's messages on our pledge screen. And please remember, as we all get back to our tables, I think everyone's making their way little by little, right? It's hard to see. Here we go. Okay. Please remember that you can continue to give throughout the evening and beyond. You've got your screens right there and the text messages where I know you can help with the cause of Nifty and bring it worldwide, as you heard earlier today, which is the mission. And I know that you're all well aware of Nifty's impact on young people who deserve the support. And you can be a part of making that impact by making your gift tonight. And don't forget that you also still have a few minutes to pledge $1,000 or $1,500 or even that special $3,000 number to be entered in the raffle for the signed footballs and jerseys. So don't pass that up. Everyone's got to help out here. Well, at this point, first of all, hopefully all of you entrepreneurs, I won't be hearing from any of your consumers down the road reaching out to Better Get Baquero, because I know you guys are all doing stellar work. But at this point, it is my distinct pleasure to hand over the event to this very impressive group of NFTE alumni who will be introducing our honorees for this evening. So put your hands together and welcome to the stage a member of the NFTE class of 2017 and a customer advisor for the Microsoft Experience Center, Ms. Jasmine Rodriguez.
Thank you so much, Lynda. I am very proud to be here tonight representing both my NFTE class and Microsoft as we recognize the work of a true entrepreneur and pioneer in the world of learning and innovation. I had the incredible opportunity to take my first NFTE class during high school when I was at Lincoln High School in Yonkers, New York, if anyone's familiar. A lot of Yonkers fans in the crowd. Nice. There, I was fortunate to learn under two exceptional teachers, Mr. Stephen Moqueen and Ms. Joanne Marcellos, if you've ever seen them. The NFTE program not only taught me valuable life skills, but also opened my eyes to the importance of networking. It was one of my first chances to connect with both peers and professionals outside of New York and broaden my perspective and inspiring my ambitions. During those business courses, I also had the opportunity to take a memorable field trip to the Microsoft store in White Plains for a career event, and that visit helped spark my professional journey when I joined the company in 2018. Now, more than 6 years later, I am proud to still be a part of Microsoft, managing events and partnerships within our Experience Center. Thank you. This career path has allowed me to apply my skills and values I first developed during my NFTE experience, further demonstrating how impactful the program and how amazing the individuals have been a part of it, and have also taken a part of shaping my professional and personal growth. Tonight, I am honored to introduce a man whose impact on global education has been nothing short of transformative. As the Chief Institution Business Officer at Nerdy, the parent company of Varsity Tutors, Anthony Salcito is at the forefront of reshaping how students learn and how educators teach, bringing personalized, tech-enabled instruction to institutions across the country. His mission is clear: to empower his educators and inspire learners, equipping the next generation with critical skills they need to thrive in the modern global workspace. Before his current role, Anthony spent over 3 decades at Microsoft, where he served as Vice President of Education. There, he led the charge in developing groundbreaking initiatives like Microsoft Partners in Learning, Minecraft in Education, and the Microsoft Innovative Educator Program. These programs have touched millions of lives and revolutionized classrooms across the world. As a member of the NFTE Board of Directors since 2010, and before that, as a member of our regional board here in New York, Anthony's work with young people has always been fueled by a deep passion for educational equity, innovation, and transformation. He's been an important driver of NFTE's earned income and sales strategies, making connections to school district leaders across the country. He's not only a respected leader in digital learning, but also a dedicated mentor, board member, author, and champion of change in education, and has never been shy to share his deep expertise with NFTE staff and leadership. So please, turn your attention to the screen so we can hear more about how and why NFTE is proud to honor Anthony with his Entrepreneurial Leadership Award.
Anthony's been such a gift to NFTE. He's brought not just expertise, but heart. And during some of our toughest moments in COVID, his steady guidance meant so much.
Anthony's leadership, his time, his generosity have truly stood the test of time.
Your contributions have been so valuable to NFTE, the students whose lives are changed, and the educators who make it all come to life.
Anthony is someone who brings his head and his heart into the mission.
You have been instrumental in fostering so many relationships, including with Microsoft, where you had a distinguished 32-year career. And early on, you were able to support NFTE by developing its first online course called BizTech in the early 2000s.
On our business development committee, he's helped us think boldly about partnerships and growth, always keeping students at the center of our decision-making.
When I think about his service, his longevity, and his deep commitment to NFTE, I think of someone who has always seen the tremendous value in giving our young people opportunities to grow and discover their full potential.
You have been a model board member and have been an integral part of NFTE's earned income strategy within schools by making critical connections to district leaders around the country and by sharing your expertise in finding and obtaining critical government funding, all in the support of NFTE's mission.
It is because of individuals like you that more kids' lives have been impacted and changed immensely.
You are really, truly a NFTE rock star.
Anthony, thank you for your generosity, your leadership, and your belief in what's possible.
From the bottom of my heart, it is a privilege and truly an honor to know you.
Congratulations, my friend. It has been my honor to serve NFTE alongside you, and I wish you continued success in all that you do.
And now, please help me welcome to the stage the Chief Institution Officer of NERDY and a member of the NFTE Board of Directors, Mr. Anthony Salcito.
Thank you so much. I've told them to play me off if I go long, so I hope this will be quick, but it's a tremendous honor to be recognized, and congratulations to Damar and Sarah as well. This is an amazing organization that is doing tremendous work to help kids, and I want to thank all of my family and colleagues and friends that have spent their time to be here to celebrate such a great organization. I'm really blessed. I've had an opportunity to work in education for a long time. I've supported schools. I've literally been in classrooms, 1,700 classrooms and more. That's a lot of classrooms in over 65 countries. So I've seen what's going on, and I know the important impact our teachers do every single day. I'm going to tell a quick story because one of the things as board members we often love and get inspired by students and NFTE alumni that come up on stage, or we see them at events and say, NFTE changed my life. It's rare to hear from a board member, but it's absolutely true. NFTE changed my life. And it's a specific day that I can point to, April 13th, 1996. So going way back. Many of the folks in this room may not have been born yet. But I was, in my career at Microsoft, I started out basically helping with a lot of the exec visits. So when Bill Gates would come to New York City, I would be there getting him Diet Cokes and a hamburger, helping him prepare for the next session. I learned as I grew in my career to infuse executives to work with nonprofits, to visit classrooms, because not only did they get value, but it was tremendously valuable to them. I was planning an event in Boston with Bill Gates visiting, and I had him visit a troop of Girl Scouts. This was 1996. The Girl Scouts were in Roxbury, Massachusetts, and one of the girls said, "How can computers help me sell more Girl Scout cookies?" And Bill, as he wants to do, he rocks back and forth, and he says, well, there's this thing called the internet that's coming that'll eventually you'll be able to communicate about the Girl Scout cookies and even sell them to your family and friends. After that, Bill said, Anthony, why don't you work on a project with the Girl Scouts? And we started a project to actually infuse Visual Basic coding classes across the New England area with those girls. Now, I think of myself as a little bit of a technology guy, so I signed up to basically teach one of these classes. And I kid you not, these girls only had access to the computers in the center where they went to their Girl Scout meetings. And in 2 weeks, the girls had outpaced me in terms of Visual Basic coding expertise, and I had to tap in to get someone else in. So that was the first eye-opening moment that I had to the power of technology as a really game changer for kids. I then, later that day, was sponsoring an event with Bill Gates, speaking at basically a small business conference, an entrepreneurship conference with Inc. magazine. As part of that, there was a big expo area that Microsoft was there, and as I was in the expo area, I saw a bunch of students. Now, at this time, I thought they were probably 7th graders, but they probably were high school students now that I think about it, with suits and briefcases, led by Steve Mariotti. And I said, what's going on here? And I had a chance to talk to Steve, talk to me about what NFTE was about, and he told me he was a teacher from the Bronx. I'm born and raised in the Bronx, so immediately I loved Steve and the mission. So I said, I need to be a part of this great organization. The next executive that was visiting, and I had a chance to, now I really want to get this executive visiting a NFTE school, is a guy named Jeff Rakes. He was the chief operating officer at Microsoft. And I said, Jeff, I want you to visit a NFTE classroom in Roxbury, Massachusetts. And I filled it in a number of events. He had a Straight Street Bank and meeting with a number of other Fidelity and Raytheon, very high-powered meetings, and I squeezed in this meeting with NFTE. Jeff told a story about a time where he actually produced the wrong discs he was the product manager of Office at the time, and this is when Office didn't come online. You had literally a box that was probably 40 pounds with like 40 discs inside of it with a lot of manuals. And he sent the wrong version of Office to get produced in the manufacturing line, costing several million, tens of millions of dollars at the time. And Microsoft was a much smaller company in 1996 or so. And he had to go to Bill Gates to say what's going on. And he already called his wife saying, pack your bags, I'm going to be fired later, we're going to move back to Nebraska. He sat in office with Bill Gates and he said, Bill, this is what happened. And Bill said, Jeff, some days you wake up, you lose $40 million, and the next day you have to wake up and try harder. And Jeff told this story to the kids, and their lives were changed. I saw it happening. We get back in the car, and Jeff goes to, I'm sitting in the front with all my binders getting ready for the next meeting. Jeff leans back to the senior leader at Microsoft saying, why did I even do this? Why was I involved with this classroom of kids? And immediately, and I learned this at Microsoft, the executives test you. So Jasmine, understand this. If you're ever meeting with a senior executive, they will test your authenticity about anything. So Jeff says, why did I do this? Why did I spend my time doing this? And immediately, the senior leader starts apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry, we'll take note, will not that happen. But me, as a kid from the Bronx, I'm not going to let it slide. I say, Jeff, that was an amazing thing you did for those kids. And Jeff said, you're right, it was one of the best things I ever did, leading to Jeff being part of the NFTE board and investing significantly in helping digitize our curriculum. So it's a lesson to have authenticity about the important work that you do. Let it shine. All of us here have an opportunity to impact the lives of kids that will fuel our future. And it's my great pleasure to be a part of it. Thank you all and have a great night.
Please welcome to the stage a former NFTE teacher, now a global human resources and talent executive, Ms. Katerina Zachariah.
Thank you. Congratulations and many thanks to Mr. Salcito for all you've done for NFTE and young learners through our programs. Tonight, I am thrilled to be here to celebrate an incredible woman, entrepreneur, friend, and leader. She's someone who shines light in any room that she enters and ignites connection wherever she goes. I see a lot of love over there. So I'm probably going to go off script, so I apologize for the teleprompter. So I met Sarah in 2006 when she participated in an entrepreneurship program that we ran in partnership with the Allen Houston Foundation in Harlem. And she entered that room and she sparked like curiosity, energy, joy, and inspiration throughout because she had a genuine passion for what she was doing and for human connection. The daughter of two amazing parents, Mexican and Iranian immigrants, Sarah grew up fluent in multiple languages and cultures: English, Spanish, Farsi, Hebrew. She holds multiple realities in her heart and mind at one time, and there's few of us that can do that, and we need more of that in the world today. Right? She is deeply empathetic human who builds meaningful connections across differences, creating vibrant and caring global communities wherever she goes. Sarah is wired for creativity, contribution, and the hustle every entrepreneur needs. She's always had a knack for turning imagination into enterprise. So let me tell you, after earning her degree in world literature at UCLA, she started incubating this idea for a business that maps her love of music, her love of language and culture, and her wonder around children. And she ignited a company called Bilingual Birdies, an early education program. 20 years ago, I remember this, the infant, toddler, preschooler, ITP market was $14 billion, and Sarah was creating something that was new and different for new moms like me who were stuck in these Mommy and Me programs where they were singing Scarborough Affair, like in parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme with like these scarves, and I was like, this stinks. I need something that's a lot more creative with great music. Sarah comes into my class, and she's been hustling all over New York City, and she's lugging, at the time, like a CD player, some hand-sized maracas, little child-sized drums, and some hand puppets. And she was hitting the community centers, Children's Aid Society, places where the rich moms of the Upper West Side and the Upper East Side were hanging out, and she was bringing Bilingual Birdies, music education in multiple languages with awesome music, with amazing musicians. So what did she do? She not only had her hustle, but she had an intuitive sense of people so she can influence in any room that she was in. And then she created her own IP, original music, no Simon and Garfunkel, no Cat Stevens, original music, and the rigorous education curriculum for infant, toddler, and preschoolers to learn languages and connections, find their voice, and be able to listen to the voice of others. Sorry, teleprompter. They're like, oh, where is she? Whatever. Anyhow, so what does she have? She's got hustle, she's got strategic acumen, and she's got intellectual property, her own intellectual property. And I remember sitting in our congratulations and many thanks to Mr. Salcito for all you've done for NFTE and young learners through our programs. Tonight, I am thrilled to be here to celebrate an incredible woman, entrepreneur, friend, and leader. She's someone who shines light in any room that she enters and ignites connection wherever she goes. I see a lot of love over there. So I'm probably gonna go off script, so I apologize for the teleprompter. So, I met Sarah in 2006 when she participated in an entrepreneurship program that we ran in partnership with the Allen Houston Foundation in Harlem. And she entered that room, and she sparked like curiosity, energy, joy, and inspiration throughout because she had a genuine passion for what she was doing and for human connection. The daughter of two amazing parents, Mexican and Iranian immigrants, Sarah grew up fluent in multiple languages and cultures: English, Spanish, Farsi, Hebrew. She holds multiple realities in her heart and mind at one time, and there's few of us that can do that, and we need more of that in the world today. Right? She is deeply empathetic human who builds meaningful connections across differences, creating vibrant and caring global communities wherever she goes. Sarah is wired for creativity, contribution, and the hustle every entrepreneur needs. She's always had a knack for turning imagination into enterprise. So let me tell you, after earning her degree in world literature at UCLA, she started incubating this idea for a business that maps her love of music, her love of language and culture, and her wonder around children. And she ignited a company called Bilingual Birdies, an early education program. 20 years ago, I remember this, the infant, toddler, preschooler, ITP market was $14 billion, and Sarah was creating something that was new and different for new moms like me who were stuck in these Mommy and Me programs where they were singing Scarborough Affair, like in parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme with like these scarves, and I was like, this stinks. I need something that's a lot more creative with great music. Sarah comes into my class, and she's been hustling all over New York City, and she's lugging, at the time, like a CD player, some hand-sized maracas, little child-sized drums, and some hand puppets. And she was hitting the community centers, Children's Aid Society, places where the rich moms of the Upper West Side and the Upper East Side were hanging out, and she was bringing Bilingual Birdies, music education in multiple languages with awesome music, with amazing musicians. So what did she do? She not only had her hustle, but she had an intuitive sense of people so she can influence in any room that she was in. And then she created her own IP, original music, no Simon and Garfunkel, no Cat Stevens, original music, and the rigorous education curriculum for infant, toddler, and preschoolers to learn languages and connections, find their voice, and be able to listen to the voice of others. Sorry, teleprompter. They're like, oh, where is she? Whatever. Anyhow, so what does she have? She's got hustle, she's got strategic acumen, and she's got intellectual property, her own intellectual property. And I remember sitting in our apartment with my daughter who's here, and she was just a few months old, and Sarah and I were financial planning her future, and what we were imagining was, how do you scale this? Well, if you have intellectual property, you can scale something, especially when you can build connections, not just with mommies and children, but with entrepreneurs, business owners, CEOs, private equity firms, community centers, and that's what Sarah did, right? She started a global movement, and her first 3 students, 2 of them were her nieces, right? And today, now we're back to the script. All right, today, Bilingual Birdies operates in 21 cities across 4 countries, partnering with the New York Department of Education, public libraries, and major early education providers. Through her innovative approach, her deep heart, thousands of children have experienced the joy of learning Spanish, French, Mandarin, English, all through the universal language of awesome music by her band, her musicians, right, that come from all over the world. Sarah's entrepreneurial spirit has earned her recognition from CNN, the New York Times, and the Today Show, along with Nifty's most prestigious awards. But her proudest achievements are rooted in her impact, in her contribution to the global community, volunteering globally, mentoring young entrepreneurs, and inspiring peers around her, and as a new mom, continuing to inspire the next generation of change makers and advocates and community peacemakers. So Sarah's not just teaching kids new languages, she's teaching them how to build bridges and create a better world, better people. So please join me. In honoring one of the dearest hearts, someone who I call my friend, who has inspired me since the first moment I met her, a fearless founder, a joyful innovator, and a lifelong advocate for creativity, culture, and real meaningful connections. But before we welcome her to the stage, let's take a moment to hear more about why Sarah is so deserving of this Entrepreneurial Leadership Award from those who know her best and love her. Congratulations and many thanks to Mr. Salcito for all you've done for Nifty and young learners throughout.
Playful, energetic mother and leader.
A very welcoming, warm individual who isn't afraid to extend her wings and reach out to someone who's a complete stranger and like form a bond.
I've had the unique privilege of watching her journey from inception. Really throughout the years have seen kind of her evolution.
There are not a lot of entrepreneurs who believe in education and live into it and stay with it as long as Sarah.
Hola.
She rented space in a yoga studio and she had her free trial class. And many entrepreneurs maybe would have taken that initial experience and said, okay, this isn't viable. Today it's a nationwide organization. Bilingual Birdies is in a number of major cities.
Sarah came with me to Kenya, and we worked together at a learning center for children that are underserved. And there was Sarah and her team teaching them songs in English, dancing, playing music on different instruments.
Community is always at the foundation, no matter what she does. And I think that's why she has these like everlasting relationships.
We need people like Sarah to keep bringing these things to education, and with her spirit and her generosity.
I'm Sarah Farzam, the founder of Bilingual Birdies.
NFTE was such a vital part to her business.
She perfectly embodies what the goals and the aspirations and the overall mission of NFTE is all about.
The fact that Sarah is still so involved in NFTE shows that she's still showing up in her community.
I am so incredibly proud to have been a part of what she created.
You've stuck with this with love and with heart and with courage.
I'm tremendously proud of her. I love her. I'm proud to be her brother.
I just value you in my life. I think you've been such a great supportive friend.
I couldn't think of anyone that I know personally that would be more deserving of this honor.
Congratulations on your success and the way that you have made the world a better place.
I just have to say one more thing. Those birdies are awesome, okay? And now, please join me in honoring Sarah Farzam, founder and CEO of Bilingual Birdies, proud NFTE class of 2007, my class, and a shining example of what it means to turn passion into purpose.
Okay, so what just happened here? Thank you for standing up, those that did, to dance. I thought we could just bring a little joy here this evening. That is our hello song, and it is, you can hear it every day across the country in preschool classrooms with thousands of children in Spanish, French, Mandarin, English. And it's just such an honor to be standing here tonight. Thank you, Kat and SB and Kirsty and my brother Ben and Renee for such kind words, and to NFTE for this honor, which is not just mine, but every teacher that's come through the door that we've trained, and every parent that sends me a message saying that their child is now greeting their grandma in their native language, you know, and all the children that we teach in all the classrooms. I am Sarah Farzam, the founder and CEO of Bilingual Birdies, a company that I started because I genuinely believe that learning a language can be a profoundly transformative experience, and not just like this thing you do with flashcards, right? So why are we here today? I stand before you as a testament to the American dream, as Kat said. My mom is from Mexico and my dad is from Iran. I'm a child of immigrants. They met in the 60s in an English as a second language class in the Bay Area. And as destiny would find it, I now teach kids languages. So, you know, when you're a first generation child of immigrants, you just know that they went through all this sacrifice so that you could have a chance to make it in America, right? And you just have to deliver. It's C-O-C, that's it. So the problem is you get this great idea, right? You're like, oh, I know, we could teach languages to kids, and it could be really fun with live music, and it could be, you know, with puppets, sort of like Sesame Street in the classroom, and really a lot of bilingual joy. But then when it's 2006 and you're only 24 and there's no like computer, like a robot to type in like how do I do things, you know? How it is now, you're just like, how do I make a business? You know? You go to places like I did looking for, you know, answers. Like, you know, if you don't have like a network of elderly people who know about business, I used to go to the bank and with this list of questions and ask the bank teller, like, how do I do this? How do I do that? And they were like, what? Like, and I would just leave with very minimal notes. So someone sent me an email for a NFTE program, and I got accepted, and it was just, I had started Bilingual Birdies already, so every single class was like gold. I would just apply all the information in real time into my business. Kat took me under her wing, and did you see how I did that? Under her wing, Bilingual Birdies? Okay, so she took me under her wing, and she patiently showed me how to do the whole thing, like how to scale the business. And I thought, oh, okay, so you mean I could like work on the business instead of in the business and hire these extraordinary humans who are way more talented than I am to teach the classes, and you know, I could work on, you know, promoting the thing. And actually, a round of applause for my team who are sitting right here. If you could please stand up. This is a part of my team. They are mainly all immigrants from different places: Taiwan, Mexico, Argentina, Colombia, and they are extremely talented. They came here to, you know, make it in New York, and they work with me during the day when they pursue their amazing projects like musical theater, Broadway performances, and, you know, Yo-Yo, he's from Taiwan, he has a PhD in violin. I mean, how do you find these people? I mean, it's just like amazing. It's just like they walk and the talent just like falls off them. So I've had the great fortune to be able to work with people like this. And we built a community, you know. I shared an idea and they shared their time, their talent, their belief. And I'm really proud of that we've been able to do that together, you know. So look, analog version, it was 2006. I made 5,000 flyers in Queens, carried them back on the subway, passed them out in parks and playgrounds every single day until I was like blue in the face, talking to moms, talking to nannies, inviting them to a free trial class. There was no Instagram yet. I had to just sort of, what did I used to do? I mean, it's so hard to bootstrap. It's so hard to bootstrap, and yet you find a way, right? You find a way. It's really been such an interesting journey. I had the great fortune of winning two business plan competitions with NFTE, and then I rented office space in 120 Wall Street, where Steve was a mentor to me, and he really taught me about the power of brand building. He saw one look at the flyer he used to pass out with the bird on it, and he said, okay, so what you're selling here is the promise that this bird can teach kids, right? So you need to invest in that. And I would go on to design and manufacture custom plush bird puppets overseas and sell them to parents. which, again, when you have like no real hard skills, like, you know, if it wasn't for a program like NFTE and later 10,000 Small Businesses, the Goldman Sachs program, where's Tucker at? Is he here? You should invest in that. The Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program is like the next step after NFTE. It's very helpful. I would go into these classes on the first day and I would like, okay, teach me about like all these like hard skills that I'm missing, you know, show me math. I want to know how to use Excel in the best way. I want to know how to do, you know, like all the numbers, accounting, and they had instead focused on activities that were about perseverance and resilience and adaptability. And through that, I learned that, you know, actually these soft skills that we all have are what lead you to success in entrepreneurship. And it's so important to take time to review that and strengthen those things. Like, it came in handy when there was a global pandemic, and you remember there was like no school and everybody was their kid's teacher? Yeah, that was so stressful, right? So we couldn't go into the classroom, so we'd show up in the living room, right? We just built this online platform overnight. If any of you have ever walked into an early childhood classroom before, you know it's filled with powerful, simple mantras, right? One of them is sharing is caring. It's something we teach little kids to think beyond themselves, right? How to connect, collaborate. And what I realized is that actually that's pretty much become my business model. It's very strategic. You know, how we are able to share the information that we learn. If you're generous with your wisdom, if you're generous with your time, it all comes back to you. It's so important. Other things you learn in the early childhood classroom stuff like use your words. They say that a lot. That's pitching, right? Take a deep breath. That's mindfulness under pressure. We show of hands, very hard thing to do. You know, take turns. That's collaboration. If at first you don't succeed, try again, right? That's fail fast, learn from it, and you know, keep it moving. Put yourself in other people's shoes. That's the power of vulnerability and negotiation, something I learned from Maury Taheripour, one of my teachers. You can do hard things. That's every day as a founder. These are some of the tools that we use to build companies, right, and lives. I'm so grateful to entrepreneurship. There's so much going on in the world right now. A lot of people are suffering. I think about it every day. We're so lucky, so lucky. As a new mom, now sandwiched in between a 1-year-old baby and aging parents, I see how this path has given me flexibility with my time. And I try to extend that to my team. Because you either have to have a real down boss, or you have to start a business to figure out how to make it in this life. It's very complicated, like a lot of things that nobody told me about. So, you know, we all carry something, right? But if we work together somehow, you know, you have the power to grow through it. Lastly, I just want to say one thing. About halfway through my entrepreneurial journey, I started meditating. And, you know, it's like this cool thing to do, right? So I want to share just one piece of wisdom that really stuck with me through the highs and the lows. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. If you believe you're building something of value, you are. If you believe your voice matters, it certainly does. And if you believe one of the most beautiful sounds in the world is a child laughing in 2 languages, then you're probably a bilingual birdie like me. Thank you for seeing this work, everyone. I really appreciate the recognition. I'm so excited about the future opportunities. Despite everything, it really just, the potential feels so limitless. So I'm sharing this award with everyone, whoever sang hola, ni hao, bonjour, all the children in our program, and with every entrepreneur who dares to build a brighter future for the world. Thank you so much.
Congratulations to Sarah Farzam and Anthony Salcito. So impressive. Thank you for the wonderful work you do for so many people. I'm so impressed by what I'm hearing and seeing tonight. The NFTE impact is truly deep, and these alumni are all amazing. Now, I do want to remind you that if you haven't had a chance yet to make a pledge of your own, remember that no amount is too small. And quick update. It's going well for the Knicks. Minute 40 left in the third quarter. 91 Knicks, 81 Pistons. We might all be champs tonight. We'll see. Right now, help me welcome to the stage a member of the Nifty class of 2023, Tatiana Pack.
Thank you, Lynda, and I just want to offer my congratulations to Sarah. Every time I meet another Nifty alum and hear about their success and how they give back to their community, I'm truly inspired. I'm so honored to be here tonight representing Nifty's Mid-Atlantic region, and especially Damar's hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I took Nifty 2 years ago in my Pittsburgh high school, and it was an incredibly eye-opening and rewarding experience. When identifying a problem to solve as part of that class, I realized that many people of color don't always have access to affordable, natural hair care products, especially on college. So I built a business plan, vending machine that would solve that problem. Now I'm a sophomore at Seton Hill University, and since then, I've continued to build on my idea, secured my LLC, and I'm looking to implement my vending machines on campus next fall. Again, I'm thrilled to be here representing my hometown and kicking off the introduction to this evening's final honoree, Damar Hamlin. There's so much to say, Damar's remarkable journey and what he's been doing in recent years to encourage young people to pursue their dreams. But before we all get to learn more about Damar and his Chasing M Foundation, I get to introduce a very special guest. We are honored to have with us here tonight Mr. Mark French, a longtime volunteer for Nifty who has served as a volunteer, regional board member, and champion for many years. In addition to volunteering with students in the classroom as a coach, presenter, and judge, he also uses and promotes the products and services of student businesses and arranged for groups of students to tour the NBC Universal facilities in New York. In 2009, he received the Lowell B. Mason Award, named for Steve Mariotti's grandfather, for his exemplary volunteer service to Nifty learners. Notably, Mark is a serial entrepreneur who has created, operated, and sold multiple businesses across several industries. He recently joined X2 Performance, a clean, healthy sports energy brand, on their board of directors and took over the role of CEO in an effort to scale the business. Mark's leadership has facilitated a strategic merger of X2 with Keurig's Dr. Pepper's sport protein brand, Don't Quit, which recently invited Damar to develop his very own signature protein shake in his favorite flavor, of which we all have samples for all of you to take home tonight as you leave. Will you all please help me welcome to the stage Mr. Mark French.
Thank you, everybody. Thrilled to be here, thrilled to introduce Damar in just 2 seconds. I just want to see a show of hands. Who here has judged or mentored a Nifty student in the past? So not enough hands. I got to tell you, that's what it's all about. That's where it started for me, was just helping students in the Bronx, Mount Vernon, New Rochelle. And I'll tell you a quick story. The intro was amazing. I've been blessed, fortunate, built businesses with Derek Jeter, Dwayne Wade, Damar Hamlin. And I've been asked to speak at a lot of big conferences and universities, and Harvard, Michigan, Cornell, and everyone wants to come up and talk to you at the end and say, wow, I want to build businesses in sports. I want to be an entrepreneur. And I always say, well, let me tell you what being an entrepreneur really is. You don't know where your next meal's coming from. Legit. You don't know if you're going to make payroll, but call me tomorrow. And you would be amazed how many people don't call tomorrow. Go to a Nifty class and tell them that same thing. That's just a Tuesday for us. They're calling tomorrow. They're showing up. I'm fortunate. I have at my table a very good friend of mine, Corey. I joke all the time, I'm getting old. We're talking, I was doing this a long time ago in Nifty. The mentees really become the mentors. I've had so many Nifty students over all these years work with me on these different ventures, who go on to have these unbelievable careers. not because I met them at a gala, because I went to the schools. And when you go to the schools and you start coaching and mentoring, you're invested. And I got news for you. My next job is going to come from one of the NFTE students that I was fortunate enough to mentor. So please go to the schools, get involved. It will change your life, not their lives. I promise you that. So first of all, give it up for Tatiana. Come up here. So Tatiana has exams tomorrow at 11 a.m. back in Pittsburgh. When I asked Tatiana, what do you do for fun? She's doing equestrian in school right now. Why? To meet different, unique people. She's built her business. She's scaling her business. There are 50 people in this room, I guarantee, that can help her scale her business. Talk to her. Get involved. Because this is what it's all about. And you'll be thanking her, I promise. Thank you, Tatiana.
Thank you.
So, sincerely, not name dropping, Derek Jeter, Dwayne Wade, Serena Williams, DJ Khaled. I've been so blessed to work with so many amazing individuals. And they all have the same characteristic when you strip it aside. They're tenacious at what they do. NFTE students are tenacious. In sports, you often get led. They're coaches. When you're a good athlete, there are people that are going to steer you in the right direction. Entrepreneurship, it's not that way. NFTE is that gateway. I've worked with all these amazing athletes. When Keurig Dr. Pepper, we did this deal and we inherited the name Don't Quit. The night Damar had his accident, my son, who at the time was 12, we both said a prayer. We went to our knees, said a prayer. And when we had the brand Don't Quit, I said, there's nobody that is more about perseverance than Damar Hamlin. I need to meet him. And let's talk about NFTE. Damar's agents, Damar, you and I have never even talked about this. I've known for over 10 years when they were coming up in sports. And it was about, yeah, man, of course, if I can help, let's connect some dots. That's what NFTE's all about, connecting dots. Everyone in the world was trying to get to Damar Hamlin after his remarkable recovery. His agent and I were old friends. We have this little new startup brand. Go talk to Damar's parents. That's where it starts. Proud to say Damar Hamlin, out of all those athletes I talked about, is in a league of his own. Not for what he's done on the field, for what he's done off the field. One of the first things we talked about was NFTE. What he's done with his foundation, Chasing M's. He doesn't have to do this. He could be endorsing every brand in the world. He wants to focus on helping young people reach their dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, please take a look at this video about Damar Hamlin.
On the field, Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin shows his resilience and determination. Off the field, he channels that same spirit into empowering the next generation. Through his Chasing M's Foundation, Damar has transformed his life-threatening cardiac arrest in 2023 into a mission of service. His groundbreaking CPR tour has equipped over 1,200 individuals with life-saving skills and provided 170 AEDs to communities in need. When faced with adversity, Damar didn't quit. He expanded his commitment to saving lives and inspiring youth. Honoring those who saved his life, Damar established the Hero Scholarship in Cincinnati for future healthcare professionals. In 2024, his vision expands globally, bringing the CPR tour to 5 U.S. cities and across Europe, Asia, and Africa. Embodying the entrepreneurial spirit we celebrate tonight, Damar lives a don't quit mentality, inspiring young people to transform challenges into opportunities for change. Recognized with the 2023 PFWA Hallas Award, Alon Page Community Award, and Ed Block Courage Award, Damar's impact extends far beyond football. Through his foundation's diverse initiatives, he's showing young people that with perseverance and purpose, they can overcome any obstacle and create meaningful change in their communities. Tonight, we honor Damar Hamlin, NFL player, entrepreneur, and philanthropist. His journey isn't just about personal comeback. It's about channeling adversity into purpose and empowering the next generation to chase their dreams. Join us in celebrating and supporting this champion for youth.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is truly my honor and privilege to introduce my friend, my business partner, entrepreneur, NFL icon, Damar Hamlin.
How y'all doing? Man, it's truly an honor to, just be in the presence of such power for people who are truly doing the work of making our tomorrow even better than our today. That means a lot to me. My entire life, I was in search for that role model figure in my life who was doing what I wanted to do in the field that I wanted to do it. And, it was an empty space navigating the journey, not having that role model figure, not knowing if I was, doing enough or if I was going in the right direction that I wanted to go. So ultimately, in a way, I turned myself into that role model. I wanted to make it to where I am now to give back to kids in my community who, are chasing the same dream that I was chasing, not only just on the football field, but off the football field as well. As Mark talked about my parents, they were truly big in my life, and they always gave back to the community, and they truly prided and, instilled in me to, be more than an athlete. So, I was that high school kid with the dream of going Division I and making it to the NFL, but, I was working at the local Chick-fil-A as well. And, in college, I did valet, just things to keep myself occupied outside of my sport to, embody that entrepreneurial mindset. And when I think of truly being an entrepreneur, I think of, I think of freedom. I think of peace. I think of, actually the complete opposite of peace in the process of trying to get where you're trying to go. But truly, I think of freedom. And, I think it truly provides that power, that we all want. I heard a quote, how can you expect to get where you want to go letting somebody else steer a ship, where you want to eventually take it. And, I thought about that, and I've always prided myself on, having more going on than football. But, nobody knows truly what you want to accomplish other than you. So you have to truly do the work. You have to truly embody that mindset that it takes for, the resistance, the persistence, for the grind of, accomplishing what you want to accomplish. So I'm super excited to be here. Super excited to continue to build a relationship with NFTE. And, thanks for having me. I truly appreciate this for sure.
Now, Damar, before we let you leave the stage, we need to announce the winners of our special signed merchandise so they can grab a photo with you before they leave tonight. The winner of the drawing for the signed football is Bethlehem Fursa. The fortunate winner of the drawing for the signed jersey is Pret Sabral. And the extra lucky winner of the football and jersey package is Mike and Beth Kazmar. Thank you all for the pledges. Winners, please meet us downstairs in the lower level arcade as soon as you can for those photographs. Everyone else, please don't forget to pick up your own bottle of Don't Quit and Damar's favorite flavors from the back of the table as you leave. Thank you.
Thank you, Tatiana, and thank you, Mark, and thank you everyone for being here. Let's do one final round of applause for all of our honorees, Sarah, Anthony, Damar. This has been an incredible evening, and I'm so grateful you're all here. Thank you so much. Please get involved and have a wonderful night. Thank you.